And Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those
those
guys.
guys. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the drone world, including the drones you like to fly and the ones you may be flying in someday. So, how is the weather where you are? And if the weather is nice where you are, let me know how the weather is where you are. And then have you been able to get out and fly? Because the weather here is a little bad.
Bad.
The
Been
wind,
raining all day.
yeah, well, yeah, it's been raining all day, and the wind is picking up. So even if it cleared up by tomorrow, I don't know what it would be.
Right, right.
So and tomorrow they got talking about rain straight through into tonight. So I don't from tonight straight into tomorrow. So a lot of stuff that was planned and stuff that was talked about was scrapped for that I didn't get a chance to run it by you yet, but some stuff that was planned for tomorrow's
Right.
until next week. But anyway, how is everyone? Is the weather good where you are? I mean, I don't know how
Yeah,
bad
John's
this,
down south. He's in the south.
I don't know how
Let's
bad
see.
the
How's the
weather is.
weather where everybody is?
Well, it's probably up the northeast, right, area or blowing across the country. I didn't check which way this weather.
I believe it is. It's mostly northeast. Last I saw the weather radar. I haven't looked at it for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't check it out too much, but I'm
But
hoping
once
that,
I hear it's gonna rain all day,
yeah, well, I'm hoping that somebody's got good weather and has been able to get out and fly. Hey, Scott, Jackrabbit, what's going on, man?
waypoint.
No, but I'm hoping that anybody, somebody was able to get out and fly. Hey, Waypoint, what's going on? But so really, seriously, like, how's your Wednesday been going? It's because I I've been a little busy today since this morning.
Well, I was busy. I was busy. We went through a um internet change. We changed the internet provider, so let's see how that plays out. We're testing it for the first time tonight. So if I just go gone, it's not my fault. We're still working things out. But I shouldn't. I think it's okay. Windows has an update, and I'm sure after the stream, once I update my computer, everything should be up to par. And other than that, I'm doing good. It's raining
It's
out.
funny. Before the stream started, John put a statement in the chat that if Verizon's involved, that what something's going to go bad.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
It's funny. I I
Scott said they had three tornadoes go through Tallahassee on Friday.
oh, I'm sorry. Ooh,
Wow.
wow.
Now, in a situation like that, I wanted to ask you, Scott. Now, where to have tornadoes, if you are a Part 107 pilot, how do you get on to go help search and survey stuff like that? Or is there a process? You have to go down to the local city ordinance and let them know you're Part 107. If one of these things happen, you give you a call. I don't know how it goes on in places where there's tornadoes. I know states that have hurricanes can actually bring people in from outside of the state
Mhm. Well,
also to help with that.
uh,
Just curious.
I thought it would be the same people. Well, don't the same.
Well, not it
Different.
depends on the state. It depends on the state.
Okay.
Yeah, it varies from state to state from what I'm seeing.
Mhm.
Because Florida is one of those states that will take people from outside of the state.
Mhm.
I don't know how that applies here in New York. Is there a list or someplace you understand what I'm saying?
Well,
If we had another Sandy,
Well, in New York, the way they've gotten now, they're so damn bougie about the airspace. Um, the police would probably do it themselves or claim to want to do it themselves.
Hey, Angel.
I'm just saying.
Well, you know what? That's probably true because when I was out in Far Rockaway flying with Deneen and Audley, I call him and
Did you?
Mr. DJI.
Wow.
Uh, we when I left them and went down the beach, as I was leaving the beach, the
Mhm.
police had their 30, their M30 up in the air over the beach, like they were training someone.
The police.
Yeah, yeah, the police. They were
It's
down on
funny.
Beach Ninth. We were on 74th Street, but they were down on
It's
Beach
funny
Ninth.
that you would say that, and I
Huh.
tell you why. Because they were on the news just yesterday with the Skydio talking about how they flew countless missions with this drone, and this drone is doing wonderful things for them and what they
The
can do.
M30, right. And now they got to get rid of it.
You know what I mean?
Scott says they have you registered and then you volunteer. Okay. Okay. Thank you,
See?
Scott, for letting me know. Because I'm
Same
just
thing.
doing,
You
huh?
register, you registered just like you volunteered.
Yeah. All right. That's what's up. It's just
Well,
that
check
I
it
know
out.
certain states you can't come from New York to New Jersey
Uh-huh.
and say, all right, you guys had a disaster. I'd like to help volunteer.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the states have different procedures. I'm
For
just doing a little
volunteering?
research. Lawrence, where's that beach you can fly at in Rockaway with the excavators? The excavators, dude, the Army Corps of Engineers are all the way down in the on about 129th Street. The excavators where I used to fly, they're gone. They're going off to they want to fly your Avata there.
That's
Um,
all the way down on 100 and what
they're
street?
already down by 129th. They've believe it or not, Herman, in 2 years they widened a 8 mile beach.
Mhm.
And remember when they started doing it and they were dredging and
Yeah,
doing
now
all
you
of
just
that?
got to walk a little further.
Yeah, you got to walk further out to the water now. Yeah, until the next major storm. But hey,
That's
John Olson,
that's good though,
um, Angel,
because now
once
the
I go,
next major storm will flood further inland. Inland.
I know, I know, and
Yeah.
it'll keep the water there now. It'll pull the water because of the sandbars. But Angel, the next time I go to Rockaway, I'm probably going to go down to that end because I need to take my camera drone out there. I'll let you know when I'm headed that way. But last I saw from 70, we were on 74th Street last week, Herman,
Mhm.
and I could see down by 100 and with 100 started
Mhm.
roughly. Excavators down there.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Well, you know, Lawrence, this is Wednesday night with those guys, 252. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Imagine what the number would be if you had started counting in the very, very beginning.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Probably about 300, 350.
No, not that.
You don't think so?
I don't
But yes, they did finish widening the entire beach, which was an 8 mile strip.
think. Why did they make it?
Now they need to go inland on the bay side.
How?
They
Oh,
plan on
yeah, yeah, yeah. That side, yeah, yeah, that side. They need to work on that side.
because that side actually used to meet, that side of the peninsula used to meet with the ocean at low points in
The
Rockaway.
only problem with that is that would be interesting how they would do that.
Hey, if you're in Rockaway now, check down by 129th Street.
So that means there'll be more garbage
Yep.
on that side.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Hey, RJ's Aerials, how are you?
I
Welcome to
could
the live stream.
want to see what happens when they get a whole board or something like a half a boat that's down there inside that thing that dredges the bottom. at Jamaica Bay.
Listen, they're gonna find a lot of
Oh,
stuff. They're gonna find a lot of stuff back there in Jamaica Bay. Trust me. It was a big time dumping spot for mobsters back in the
tell me
70s and 80s.
syringes and
Huh?
stuff come out with the sand.
Yo, what's up,
You
Eddie
know,
Nunez, NYC guy, and Philip Koshak?
Eddie, what's going on? Philip Koshat.
Yo,
Hey, but you know, Lawrence,
NYC, Herman,
he,
NYC said they're widening the beach to allow room for all of the fat chicks and people to have space.
oh, here
I
we go.
thought I was bad.
Here we go. Now
Oh,
we
wait a minute. Jack Scott is congratulating us. Those guys, very impressive, and you do a show so well. We appreciate you.
well, thank you. We said fat chicks.
I didn't say it, he typed it.
Oh,
I just read it. I
wow. You got something against fat chicks?
oh,
No, him, I'm asking
oh,
you.
I don't know. I don't know. What's going on, Eddie? Hope all is well. Philip Koshak.
I'm
Let me
just
shout out everybody in the chat.
right.
Once
I
the
mean,
winter and shading. Wow, I can't read that one.
what happened?
What's up, Eddie Nunez, the drone guy, Angel, NYC guy, RJ Ariels, Warren, Akarasho, Philip Koshak, Scott, Jackrabbit FPV. I said RJ's. Who else is here? Who else is here? Drone guy, I think. JC John's. He's watching Judge Judy or something and listening to the live stream.
Who?
Waypoint New England is here also, and SJM's. I think I got everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys.
What he's
Eddie
doing?
says he's been enjoying the Avada too.
I bet he is. Everybody else is enjoying it too. No, hold on a minute. What I want, you read the chat, right, and then you get me interested in some of these comments that's going on in the chat. Like now, when you said now he's watching Judge Judy.
Yes, John
and
said he's going to watch
and
Judge.
and,
So I
and,
naturally added Judge Judy.
and listening to the stream.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Hey, Bill Grace,
my
welcome.
voice, my voice doesn't sound good coming out of Judge Judy's mouth.
That's what it is.
No, it was he's listening to the stream and watching Judge Judy.
Yeah, I know. I know. But that's probably, I don't know. I
Really?
honestly couldn't tell you. But
Um,
anyway, what were you going to say?
Me?
Yeah,
No,
you were
I
going to
was
say
just
something?
saying that, did you shout everybody in the chat?
Yes, that's done.
Okay,
Mission
good. You did
accomplished.
that's
And
what I
I
was
caught
asking.
Bill Grace too.
That's what I was asking you before. But now, what I wanted to ask you about was the fact that your buddy, you seem the one that believes that his name is OC to LV. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Well, he had put what was that doomsday for all those small manufacturers,
Yeah,
manufacturers. I
I
guess
remember that.
DJI is coming. You that one
I remember.
what
Yeah,
was yeah that, and then there was the one that you had translated one.
that was fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
That that was fun. Hold on a second. It starts out, let me share the window. It starts out with this advertisement here that you guys saw, right? And right there, I say, okay, 618. I know how they do their numbers. So the 6th month, the 18th day, and so on. But I've always been looking for a translator, and I finally found one. And all I had to do was
It works.
download. Well, I'm not going to tell you my source, but I had to download some stuff to be able to translate this stuff. And this turned into 618 new surprise, six folded first. That I didn't understand. 1,000 yuan, yen, I don't know the pronunciation of them, like 4K mini aerial photographer. And then they have 1,499 yen to 2,500, etc., etc. 1,600 Beijing time. It's a launch date.
Okay.
It's basically their launch date. You have DJI 618. We see here in America, we put the fancy little slashes between stuff, but that's pretty much it. And they have two prices here
So they're
for,
giving away minis.
well, I don't think they're going to give it away, but I'm pretty sure they, I'm pretty sure they that
Mm-hmm.
that's when that stuff is coming out.
Mm-hmm. No, no.
I mean, now there was also something else I translated,
Mm-hmm.
which was fun. I was like, hey, I got this translate. I can translate Chinese now. I can't see the chat, but I'll go back. This one
Mm-hmm.
is explanatory here. If you can see it, it shows the KDDI so
Mm-hmm.
and so 1000. Well, according to this,
Mm-hmm.
it did translate it.
Mm-hmm.
China mainland. It even tells you where from. KDDI to deploy aid relief drones at 1000 locations in Japan. And this is actually for, they have a lot of earthquakes in Japan. They have mudslides and all of these catastrophes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these 1000 drones, I found out, will help people assess damage a lot faster.
Gotcha.
So
Well,
I thought that was kind of interesting, but now I have a Chinese translator. I'm waiting for him to come out with something I don't have, but not yet. Oh shoot. Oh, I can't believe this. Restore.
what happened?
Restore. Thank goodness.
What, you lose something?
Yeah, I shut down my main Chrome
Oh,
window
okay.
and I hit restore. Hey, Gary, what's up? John, Flying Flynn.
Gary,
How are you guys?
what's going on, Gary?
Mandarin or Cantonese, nobody speaks Chinese. Fun fact.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What's up, Gary? How are you, man? Hope all is well. Flying
Well,
Flynn, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. But now,
well, now that you got a translator and everything like that, you could translate everything that comes up in Chinese. So I just sent it to you.
here we
You know
go.
what?
What's Big
You know what?
Paul? How are you, man?
You know what?
Busy working, but stop by to show some support. We appreciate that, man. Appreciate it very much. I
Oh,
saw you had got a care package, Paul. I
who?
don't know. I
What?
was telling you that he had got a care package from DJI.
Who?
That's Paul Wedgenbig.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
congratulations on that.
I saw that. I also saw that the captain got a new drone, got himself a new drone.
Actually, yes. Here he is. Speaking of
I,
captain, he's going to
I
live long time.
well, he was probably
Congratulations, Ray.
he's probably in the chat. But yeah, I see he got a new drone and Wedgie Bay got a care package from DJI. Oh,
Yeah. So
it's raining
I
kind of bad out there. The news camera is covered in water.
really.
But yeah,
So,
um, it was mentioned in the chat there that they were I guess who was it? Eddie said he was loving that Avata.
yeah, the Avata too. Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, spring is coming, and spring is here, I should say. And DJI has got a little 10% uh sale on their well, was it the spring sale here?
Yeah.
Some of these items here, and I guess they're giving away some free stuff when you purchase was that a mini, was that the 4 Pro? Oh, yeah, one of the mini 4 Pro.
They
And
have,
and I
well,
see that there's also
here they have the
some free
DJI Mini
stuff that they're
3.
giving away with other drones as well.
Well, they have the Mini 3.
Mhm,
Now I'm guessing new
mhm.
low price and a free gift. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. The Mini
Yes,
3, the Mini 2 SE is $279. Wow. Hold
listen.
on. Osmo Mobile 6, $139. Take $10 off of that. What else?
Listen.
What else they got? The Osmo Mobile SE. $90.
But have you seen the free gifts?
Um, I'm
It's a
looking now.
t-shirt and a water bottle.
Okay, I see the water bottle here. Yeah. Free DJI water bottle. The Mini 4 Pro, 1160
Mm-hmm.
Mini 4 Pro
Yeah,
combo
yeah.
with the RC. All right, all right.
Listen,
Yeah, there's your t-shirt.
yeah, DJI is doing some real practically we just gotta give it away stuff lately.
Hey, I'm not mad at them. Go for it.
I'm not complaining, I'm just saying to you that they're trying to reach every home in every corner of the country. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
If you don't have the link, here it is
It's
for that
funny. People
DJI
who don't
10%.
even fly drones or have DJI products have said that they know it when they know it when they see it. Is that DJI? They know it when they see it. You
Yeah.
know, I was talking to a guy when I went down Florida, not Florida, South Florida, Bermuda, but Florida for something else. And the guy was saying he was saying to me about he had the Osmo, and I was talking to him about the Osmo, and he was like, he doesn't own any drones, but he knows DJI and he loves the Osmo and the mic system.
Okay. See, yeah. Yeah, they're trying to get into the homes of everyone.
You see what I'm saying? He doesn't even
Yeah.
fly drones. He does. He says he doesn't own
But
one,
he still knows DJI.
but he knows DJI and he knows about the Osmo and he has the Osmo and the mic system.
Well, in B&H Photo in Manhattan, you would think that DJI is paying these guys because you go in there. If you look at anything DJI, they're
You know
not going to
what's
leave
funny
you
about
alone
that?
until you, huh?
You know what's funny about that?
Huh.
When I purchased my camera, I wanted to buy.
Okay, good night, Paul.
All right, I wanted to buy the Ronin.
Yeah.
Same time, I was dying to get this thing, and I asked the guy in there. I said, "Listen, I fly their drones, but I don't know if everything they make is the best."
Mm-hmm.
I said, I want to get a gimbal for the camera," and he was like, "I'm be honest with you, theirs is the best."
Oh, damn. Okay. Okay. Well, I do
He
know.
said there's other ones that work, but he goes to build the build out. He goes, it's not the same.
I'm not surprised. I see a lot of people with that DJI 2 setup.
Mm-hmm.
I see quite a few people with it. With the mic.
Oh
I
yeah,
see more people with the mic too than I see
and,
with
and
the
now and now I see people all over the place running around with the Osmo, the Pocket 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, some people might have been waiting for that 3 to come out, if you think about it.
What, people who know the product?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Everyone said the Osmo would be so much better if the screen was bigger, and they went and did that
I said that when I first bought it.
with the very first version. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said that when I first bought it.
Hey, Eddie Nunez, if you're still here, Angel was saying that video you posted about the best camera settings for the Avado One really helped him get better results. He just did it
Okay.
yesterday.
See, that's what the community is all about.
Yep. If you don't know, don't be afraid to ask. Somebody somewhere will know the answer.
Unless your question happens to be, what's the best tablet that works with the Fly app? That's not a question we're gonna ask any answer anymore.
Hey, Blind Neil, how are you? Coming, going, lurking, or chatting. Please remember to tap the thumbs up to show the support. Blind Neil, thank you very much for that.
You know what? I remember when that was a question.
Really?
Yeah, it was a question for years. What's the best tablet to use with the
Oh, yes, yes. That was a highly searched question. Yeah, yeah, that was big on the internet.
what's the
What
best
tablet? What
what's the
tablet?
best tablet to use? I'm like, DJI got a list, right?
Speak about best tablets. I'm sitting here. Oh, I just knocked my shit over.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
sitting
gonna
here.
ask you how your
I'm
sound
sitting
got better
here
when
on this tablet I won at the South Florida Drone Meetup.
sitting on it.
No, not sitting on it. On it's sitting here. I'm
Oh,
trying to get it to show, but it don't wanna.
yeah, I see.
But he Eagle View Aerials,
Uh,
he rebranded it and put his logo and everything on this X71 tablet, the triple text.
uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I've been waiting to
Uh,
find a use for it,
no, okay.
but I can't seem to I can't seem to find a use for it. So guess what?
I know what it can
I'm
use.
gonna hook it up to my Mavic Pro. Why not? My Mavic Pro still needs a screen,
Yeah, see? There you go. Boom.
and it has a little gimbal, a little gimbal screw mount in the back, 3.5 millimeter screw in the back. He says, ha ha, Flynn, get in Nevada too, Eddie.
Who needs to get an Avata too?
Flynn, I was never happy with the footage on my Avata. Even Eddie Nunez couldn't help me. So
Oh.
Eddie goes, ha ha, get in Nevada too. Yeah, why not? Hey, you know what? We need, I'm trying to pick something up. I dropped.
Man, that's funny.
We need to get Eddie on here one night.
Okay, we can work that out.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I just need to know when Eddie's going to be free. I'm surprised he was here even so early.
Right. You're surprised he's not traveling, right?
You know what, Lawrence?
Yeah.
April, right, was kind of big. I don't know what you think for DJI. I think DJI, if okay, if somebody, if you had given somebody your credit card to go shopping every time DJI put something out in April, you would have took the card back.
Yeah. Oh, today Eddie's off. All right. Thanks for popping in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're, shoot, that's a mortgage.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah,
I
DJI
know.
just went on a release spree. You know, thinking about it, going back to what, when April was it the Ronins?
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't those released first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then from there they went to releasing the two.
Well, go ahead, keep talking, but I'm putting the calendar up to show that it was
Oh, your man's calendar that he,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then from there, what was it they released? The Power Series was released here in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here I know for here, fact, the United States. I don't know about any other country. I know it was released in the Asian market, but once again, the Power Series. Then they released the what was it? The Agris, the T50, right? Came out after that. So,
Yeah.
and it's not just in the consumer market. They're covering the agricultural market. They're covering, well, everyone with the Power Series because that can be used on multiple levels, even people who don't even fly drones. The Power 1000 series that they came out with these things competing with companies that specialize in those things.
Yeah, that's true. That
Look
is
at this
true.
that Power Series. I don't know. I haven't been able to compare one with another, But can you imagine these things are designed for you to be able to hook up these solar panels? Like I told you, we go camping all the time. You tell
Right.
now I can take this thing and if I got the hotspot and the fire stick and everything like that, or get you see what I'm saying? Like I could probably use the fire stick out there.
We have a question
Yes,
in the chat. Hey,
I'm listening.
Lawrence, I was telling the Angel. Hey, Lawrence, I was telling Ray about the barbecue meetup you guys are planning. Can you
Uh-huh.
give some more info about that? The ideas you're planning on doing for that meetup?
Well, I was in midstream of talking about DJI and what they were
Yeah.
talking.
Okay.
But
We'll do.
I will get to that as soon as I'm finished talking about
Okay.
this.
Okay.
I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, with all of this that DJI has been releasing, that calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's been going by and everybody's had the ear to what leaks and stuff come out. But I'm like, what more can they come out with this year?
What more? To
Yeah,
be honest,
no,
um,
I didn't want to. I mean,
another drone on OcuSync 4,
like what? I was on there. You see anything on that calendar that could possibly be coming out? I mean,
the Action 5.
Action 5. You
Yeah.
think there'll be an Action 5 this year? Wasn't there just
If
recently the Action, the 3 or whatever? I don't know. I'm confused. Or the 4?
that's August. That's in August. Look, they have the DJI OM7, the Osmo Mobile 7. There are a
Uh-huh.
few things. They came out with the Pocket 3. They came out with the Avata 2. They
Mhm.
came out with the Mic 2 system. They came out with both Ronins. They're checking things
Yeah,
off.
but
Like,
they're not in that order, though.
no, not in that order, but they'll never tell you the exact order. But there's still some stuff. Now, this right here, it has me interested. I want to know. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
translate it from my phone now.
Oh boy.
I have to take a screenshot of it. I told you I can translate anything in Chinese now. So let's see. Hold on. Let's take a
But there's other
screenshot
people
of
who
it.
might be able to read it and tell you what it is.
Hold on. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can. Hold it right here. Highlight it. Translate.
Uh-oh.
New drones.
You think they don't know that somebody's
That's
going
what it
to
says.
do that?
That's what it says. New drone.
Hold
Hold
on,
on.
but
Hold
you
here.
didn't think
Hold
that
on.
you
Hold
didn't
on.
think that they thought that somebody wasn't going to do that?
Yeah, I know. I know. But it was fun to give it a shot.
Oh no, that's funny.
Hey, Jim's
I
drones.
just
How are you?
I just don't know what else they could possibly come out with. I expected this year.
Another drone on OcuSync 4.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. But this year I thought that we were going to see a lot of firmware updates and revamps and revitalization of drones and adding a couple of
And
features.
we are. We are.
And we've seen that so far, right?
We are, yes.
Okay.
The Mini 4, the Mini now has 4K
Well,
capability.
right. The Mini 2. The Mini 2 that already had
Sorry,
4
the Mini 2. You're right. You're right.
has a better 4K system from what I'm hearing.
Jim's droning got
Now,
jokes.
no, because now it's remote ID, whereas that yeah, I keep telling you, dudes, you got to get off my windowsill. The
Oh, the pigeons
I don't know what it is.
could be
The
a bird hawk. Bill Gray says
the
chicken hawk.
the
Bill,
mini the
Bill
mini the
Gray
mini
says, how
the
about a
mini twos
firmware
didn't.
update to make RC Pro controller work with OcuSync 4?
I can't give you these things.
That would be nice.
I'm just saying, what more can they actually come out with?
Hey, Barkley.
And I'd like to know what you guys think. What do you want to see from DJI this year?
Yeah, what do you want to
Because
see from
that
DJI?
makes sense, what he's saying there about the controller. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm quite content with what I have. I'm trying to fly it all.
You
It's
know
not
what? If they did make the RC Pro controller
uh,
compatible with OcuSync 4,
Mhm.
I would probably get a drone with OcuSync 4, but not yet because they
Really?
haven't come out with what I'm
Dun,
looking for.
dun, dun.
Because I have a feeling that Air 3S, that Air,
Avata.
no, I'm not buying a Nevada. That Air
Avata.
3S that I'm looking for, I got a feeling will be on OcuSync 4, of
You
course.
could do that fly through with the Avata too. Slow motion. Mm, 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 mm. Straight
I
through
keep
tight
saying,
corners.
Herman,
Mm,
stop.
mm, mm,
No, I
mm, mm.
keep saying, hey, Danny, I keep saying, Herman, I
And
will
then
buy a DJI FPV bird when they put one in a carbon fiber frame.
and then it can hover, and it doesn't even look like you wasn't able to fly through there clean. Tell you,
Yeah, right. Hey,
I'm
Chris,
I'm telling you, the Avata takes away all of the oops and the
I
oops
know.
and the
Uh, It's that AI
I'm,
flying
I'm
that
flying
makes it.
through a tight space like that for you. You'd be great. It'll be all right for you. We don't have to be like, oh, we gotta go get the drone.
See, look, Barkley, Mavic.
We gotta go get the drone.
Yeah, that makes it fun. Walk of shame. Mavic 4 Mini 5 Series Air 3S Pro. See, now you're talking. Now
You
you're
said
talking.
Mavic 4?
Mavic 4 Mini 5 Air 3S Pro.
Okay. Okay. I want to play along with this one. The Mavic 4. What kind of sense are we talking about in this?
Yeah, what will we have,
Are we
Barkley?
just gonna take the camera from the Mavic Pro, slap it on that shit, throw another feature in it so we can do something else with the Mavic 4 Pro?
The Mavic 4 with the 1 inch or 4/3. I would have to say, John,
Oh
fortunately,
no, no.
they
Did
would
I tell
have to
you?
come out with a 4/3.
Didn't I tell you?
Uh-huh.
Somebody that told you there's gonna be somebody that's gonna let's see what else. There's gonna have to be 4/3. I don't but if you're gonna do two senses like that again, yeah, I
Yeah,
get what he's saying. 1 inch and a 4/3.
that would be crazy. That would be really crazy. But you need that smaller cell phone camera so they can use it for Zoom. So they can overclock it for Zoom like they do with all the others.
You can
Use the 1 inch for Zoom, you think?
you can
Bigger the eye, the better you can see.
yeah, why not? Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Increased range, larger sensor, and longer flight time.
You want more flight time? Eventually they're gonna slow the flight time down, man. I'm telling you, unless they come up with a different power source.
They're not going to
There's
break an hour.
there's
They're
no
not.
way, there's no way they're gonna sell batteries if you can fly for 3 hours on one
That's
battery.
true. That's true. The Fly More bundle's out the window. The Fly More bundle would just come with 2 batteries.
Then we call the fly all day bundle. Be like, yo, just leave home bundle.
Yeah, right.
These batteries give you up to 3 hours flight time. So with the fly all weekend, you can just leave home, take extra pair of underwear with you.
Could you imagine though? Go away for the weekend and only need one battery?
No charger?
Yeah,
No. I'm talking about the fly more with the fly all weekend bundle. 3 batteries, and drone and a controller.
damn. Could you imagine the charging time then?
The controller has the case has a little slot for you to be able to stick an extra pair of underwear in there, and you're good. And the toothbrush
Barkley
is
says,
on
uh-huh,
all
and the
weekend.
world is flat. Yeah, you guys are really dreaming now. Listen, we are 9 minutes past
Yeah, because you don't,
our sponsor there.
I don't know.
Sponsor thingy there. So we give me a second to set up and we can
Well, I'll
get
give it to you here. Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
those guys. Okay.
Mm,
Salute. The more flight time, the more
yeah,
expensive it will be. This is true, but we don't need more
true.
flight time. We
Well, I
need,
mean,
go ahead.
I don't want to say we don't need. What I will say is that how far can we go? Like, I mean, when we're gonna have a fly more, and I get it. For more flight time is more money, but I get it when we start talking about having a battery that because I remember when batteries was like 27 minutes. Tops. Optimum
Yeah.
weather
27
condition.
minutes. The freaking 3DR Solo was 14 minutes, 13 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Dude.
No, but then it went to like around the 30-minute mark, and then now we're up to like we've passed that.
47,
Right,
47,
we've passed
46.
that.
Yeah.
Once we, I mean, can you imagine that though? 3 hours
They're
in
not going to break an hour. The RJ Ariels mentioned something. The battery would be super heavy. And it's true because I have an FPV battery that's this long, okay, for long
Oh,
range. And that sucker weighs.
that's that's right now. I remember when the biggest issue that Tesla had, right, with the vehicle
Yeah.
was getting a battery that would be able to fit in the car.
All right, Philip. Damn. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, what's their biggest issue? A battery that can hold more power.
True. Longer flight time has negative results, more heat buildup on the motors. This is true. This is very, very true. The motor issue, I believe, could be resolved, but like Herman said, if you want a bigger battery, you're gonna have to change the power supply and maybe hydrogen,
It's gonna be a
something
lot
like
of
that.
things that may have to change. But oh, hey, wait a minute. Hey, this guy's got a whole lot of caps here.
Oh, that's Eldon. I have a love-hate relationship with DJI. The small incremental changes without a higher price tag is getting disrespectful. Time for something groundbreaking like a Mavic 3 Micro 4/3 or the Mini E. Interesting. The
Hmm.
Mavic 3 Micro 4/3. Okay, I see what you're
But
saying.
that's the classic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the classic. The singles. Yeah, if you think about it, that's true, Eldon. That's the classic.
That's the
Single
classic.
sensor, for 1/4 sensor, and that's it. Everything else has two or more cameras on it, right?
Yeah.
The Pro has three. The other version did have another version with two on it. The original version.
Yeah, the three has two cameras, and the so is the Enterprise, and the what do you
The
call it? The
classic is the single camera.
classic is single, so single sensor, and the Pro has three. The multispectral has a bunch.
Barkley's right. Every time you say there's nothing more DJI can do, and yet they always seem to bring out something that we will want. That's because,
Well, I'm a true believer that you have to figure out a way to sell them what it is that you want them to think that they need.
in other words, if you make pizza and the guy down the block makes pizza, what's going to make those people go to your pizza shop more than his?
Well,
DJI's got that sauce.
what's gonna make people want the pizza?
Right,
Period.
right, right,
And
right.
that's the thing.
DJI has that sauce, that pizza
And
sauce
it
that
just it
everybody
is.
wants.
This is and they've become popular. And I just think that now they have a way of just pushing products out to us that somehow we seem to need them.
But I see what Eldon's saying.
And
They are piecemealing us. And Herman
and
said
I said that a
years ago,
whole
since the
long time ago.
hey Leonard, since the Phantom 4 Pro, you will never get another complete, and these are Herman's words. Since the Phantom 4 Pro, you will never get another totally complete drone again. They will keep piecing pieces to us drone
Mhm.
by drone. And it's true.
There was a drone that you could use as an enterprise drone as well as a what we call it, a prosumer drone.
A prosumer or consumer drone, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That
And present day, what do people use the map with? If it's not an Inspire 1 or Inspire 2,
well,
the
guys
Phantom 4
using
Pro.
enterprise edition.
Yeah, the Phantom 4 Pro, Enterprise Edition.
No, they
So,
have the enterprise edition
Oh, the Mavic 3 now.
series,
Yeah, yeah. But people are still using it.
and the Mavic 2, the 2 series.
Mm, okay. Well,
When they went to the Mavic 3, that was when they stopped putting all of the features like that in that drone. And it's funny because it was broken down by simple one thing, the sensor.
yeah. And now you cannot get a drone with an aperture unless it's an enterprise version. Think about it. What else? There's nothing on the consumer level with an aperture.
Well, you can control the aperture on your drone. You just
No,
don't
no, no. I
have,
mean,
you
I
just don't
mean,
have a global shutter.
the shutter. I'm sorry. I was wrong about that. I meant the shutter, the physical shutter. You have to have an enterprise drone to have that physical shutter, which is great for mapping and stuff like that. You can see the difference between a camera with a shutter and a digital shutter that goes line by line. No pineapple for crying out loud. Oh hell no.
Ooh,
But
what?
they're talking about pizza.
Oh, no pineapple on the pizza. No, I just thought that that was interesting because I just don't know what else they're gonna come out with, and I'm like, okay. Everybody keeps talking about this Mavic 4, and I'm like, are we really ready for another Mavic series?
You're right. When they just
I
put
mean,
that would mean they would kill the 6 drones they just came out with.
well, I wouldn't say that. I just find that the way they've been moving lately, I just think that is weird because they came out with the Mavic 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
After coming out with all the other stuff they came out with, right?
Yeah.
With the Mavic 3, finally they came out. How many editions of the Mavic 3? Like 7 different models of this thing, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then the very next drone that comes out, kill the operating system.
Yeah. I still love
And
the
that
Go
and
4
that
app too.
and that newfangled ass controller that everybody is that loves so much that couldn't move forward from there. And if you tell me once again you bought a RC Pro to fly a mini, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, you want to make Herman scream? And if we I got an idea here. You want to see Herman scream? Fly a mini with the RC Pro controller
No,
and record it and send it in to me.
I'm not saying that you I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying don't tell me you bought the RC Pro to fly just your mini.
I hope not.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
What if you got a fleet of minis? Would that work? Huh? From the if you have a fleet of minis.
First off,
If you have a fleet of minis, what?
which mini are you gonna fly on it?
You have the 3,
Mm-hmm.
you have the
Sure.
4,
The
yeah,
three, the 3, okay. And
the
what?
3,
3 Pro?
the 3 Pro,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. That's about it.
And if you bought the 3 Pro, I don't think you bought the 3.
True. That's true. Yeah, I don't see someone buying the 3 and they're going out and getting the 3 Pro. You're
No,
100%.
you bought
I
the
never
3
thought I'd
Pro
like
came
it, but
out
it's my
first.
favorite. It's a great drone. The mini are great drones.
Oh, I'm not arguing that that is not a good drone. I'm just saying I don't think you bought the RC Pro controller to fly just one mini. You know what I mean?
That's true. The JC that says the Mavic 2 Pro had a mechanical shutter. Hey, Dan.
Well, that's what I was saying before when I said about what guys will use it.
Yeah. Okay.
How does it
What's up?
listen? Is when they got to the 3 is when they broke everything up. they realized that, wait a minute, guys are using the original consumer drone as an enterprise drone. I can break up
No,
the ability
yeah,
and sell it to you in two different drones.
true.
Why not? Take that shutter out of the camera. They don't need it for that.
See, JC says he uses his Mini for mapping. We
And to the next story, and back to the barbecue thing, right?
yes, now for the barbecue.
When we were thinking about, like, what was that, the last week in June, but it was brought to our attention that maybe September will be better.
Right.
So I was figuring, because I get tied up the end of August completely with this, with the football and camp and everything like that. Maybe September wouldn't be too bad. But I have to find a date in September when it would be best. If that's good for everybody else, so I can find a date and move it back anytime. I just don't want to do it in the hottest, most humidest day of the year like we had the last time.
Yeah, it was blazing out there.
Because standing in front of a barbecue grill on a hot,
On a
humid
hot
day,
day, yeah. Yeah, trust me.
what you got to do is wear baggy socks. So that way, when your joints fall down into your socks, they have room.
Yeah, right. I can take my girlfriend.
I having lunch?
Dan's crazy. He says, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a big supporter of offshore drilling. Now I can take my girlfriend out to the islands and do some offshore drilling.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray Kelly says, yes, September would be better, but not September 14th or 15th. That's his wife's birthday.
This guy here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Let's see,
Okay. Okay.
September 14th and 15th. They're on the weekend too.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's the second week, starting the third week of September.
I'll keep that in mind.
Wi-Fi
Definitely.
is more secure now. This network uses the latest Wi-Fi,
Who told
WPA
you this?
3.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Let's
Okay.
see. So far, I haven't had any
Yeah,
interruptions or any
you
break.
actually look and sound better than you did the last couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
the way the thing was going, I don't know.
I don't know. All right. Well, all right. If
It was doing some things.
I did notice a
I'm
few.
just saying, it was doing some things.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, but you know what, Lawrence? It's uh it's almost that time anyway, so you might as well get to it
Okay. All right. Give me a second.
with your sponsor
Give
thing.
me a second to set
So
this up
we
right
get that
here.
out of the way so we can move on with the rest of the thing then.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Here we go. There.
What happened?
There you go.
Yeah, Drone a Dare for pilots looking to scale their operations, book appointments, record keeping, show your work by building a website. Tools to help you become a more knowledgeable pilot. If those are the things you're looking for, Drone a Dare is there for you. It'll help you control everything that you need to do, and all you got to do is keep on flying. Drone a Dare.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Now,
was a word from our sponsor.
well, not actually from the sponsor, just listen. How many are you keeping track of how many fish heads and rice they owe us for mentioning them?
I have notches on the desk here. Each
Okay.
time I do, I scratch a notch in the desk.
Because I want to make sure we get all our fish heads. I don't listen. I don't want to be short.
I hear you. I totally understand. I do understand.
Time
Well,
to.
Ray Kelly, real quick before we go on with our next subject, Ray
Uh-huh.
Kelly will probably just have hamburgers and hot dogs and of course water or something to drink, because we want to focus more on flying. That time
Uh,
we had to meet up
what
and
else does
we
he
couldn't do
want?
no
I
flying.
mean, does he want something else?
And yeah, unless you want something else, I mean,
What does he want?
FYI, Ray Kelly was the first one there and the last one to leave.
Oh
He's a
yeah,
true trooper, and we appreciate you for hanging with us that day we had. But September we will
yeah, but it was hot as hell, bro. It was hot.
September would be better. I agree with that. Would
It was.
definitely be a lot better. Let's see how it turns out.
It was in July, right? It was hot.
Mm-hmm.
It
Second
was,
or third week. No, it was about the third or last week in July.
it was hot though.
Yes, 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 it was.
But now
Anyway,
all you guys running around with AccuSync 4 making it to the sub should be no problem.
yeah,
You should
right.
be
The
able to
yellow
land on
submarine.
it and take off again.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't try that because I ain't going out there to get it for you.
True. And for those of you who want to fly to Coney Island from there,
Oh, here
um,
we go.
I know nothing about it. I don't condone it, but if you do, I don't want to know about it.
Thank you, Captain.
All
But
right, John.
you start doing that, and then guys start wanting other things made and telling guys that I'm a great cook. And
Well, we will make it work.
those days are the big drums and 6 cases of chicken being made is
That's
over.
over with, right? We're having some hot dogs, some hamburgers, and whatever else we will bring along. We'll figure it out as time gets closer.
Well, you know what, Lawrence?
Hmm.
There was a report from last week, Thursday,
Yeah.
right? May 9th, as you know. The U.S. Senate was looking for closure, I believe, on this reauthorization bill.
Yeah.
So, from what I'm understanding and reading, that they voted 84-13 to limit the debate and move forward to a vote. But as we know, the current extension on the authorization uh has expired on expired on the 10th.
Right.
But the lawmakers and from honestly, the lawmakers and the people in the aviation wanted them to move because we mentioned this a few times before, and I see more articles now coming out about it. They're moving forward, but we had mentioned before about this extension that was on it, that was
Mm-hmm.
on it because they knew that, well, the House put the extension on it. We knew that already because we had talked about it. And they in this report last week, they're saying that there was an extent that they mentioned the extension that was put on it. So that way they can keep funding, so that way people can keep working without losing,
Right. Without an
without
interruption.
paying. Right.
Right.
That's basically their only that's only their only concern, you know. But there's a lot going on with this with this FAA reauthorization
Well,
Caldwell Cruz uh amendment.
well, you know what it is?
Mhm,
And I may be wrong. This is my
mhm.
personal
I'm
opinion.
listening.
The reason that they didn't want to go through with this bill right away and they extended it is
Mhm,
because right now the FAA is in the process of how would you say upgrading, or how would you say taking that next step, that next gen step
mhm.
in the aviation world. So to write a bill out that's going to last for a 1 year or 2, and then to turn around in another year or 2, 24, 25, and then to turn around in another year or 2, 25, and then to turn around in another year or 2, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, and have to rewrite everything for eVTOLs, drone delivery. So
Well,
it makes sense to just
well,
hold off a little.
I got what you're saying, and
Hey, Angie.
I hey Angie, I kind of got what you're saying on that, but I think that you're kind of on point with it, because if you look at the bill, right, and you look at what it meant to offer on it, you start talking about it seems to me as if the FAA wrote the shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like.
You know,
They're techno jogging.
right, because you talking about modernization. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's what I tell you, those words like with the doctor's joint, I can't pronounce them.
Making
National airspace, right?
Go ahead. Modernizes FAA systems,
Yeah, yeah,
meaning
yeah. But they want to do next gen systems, Lawrence,
right. Next gen
by December 31st.
well, that's not going to happen,
Of
and we know that.
no, but of 25.
It's I don't see it happening. We're still getting rules and regulations written down.
No, I understand that, but by 25, you'll see why this makes sense. You'll
Okay.
see why it makes sense. When you start getting into the whole gritty nitty of it, you'll see why it makes sense. Because you're talking about they talking about plans for what is it for future airspace technologies,
Yeah.
which are like I said, plans like to modernize the airspace, but also to deploy
UTMs.
yeah,
UTMs.
traffic management systems.
Yes.
So they're on the path to rolling out what they want to roll out, but they don't have to start until 25. You see what I'm saying to you? So all of the
Yeah.
stuff about, they don't have to get it in gear until 25 with this bill. Even if you passed it now, that's why they can keep playing around and playing around and playing around and playing around, because nothing has to do in this bill until 25. Even though that's not too far from now, if you well,
It's not.
if you
It's
work
not.
hard for a living, it's not that far from
It's
now.
right around, it's right around the corner. But the things that they want to put into this bill, modernization of the FAA systems, which is,
Mhm.
of course, you need a next gen ecosystem that can handle eVTOLs, drone deliveries, all of this stuff.
Well,
Plans for the future
I get
airspace
it.
tech, those are the key
Totally
things that
get
they're
it.
focusing on.
Yeah, but you're talking about commercial, like you're talking about setting up airfields for commercial use for unmanned aircraft, right? To establish a pathway, right? For beyond visual line of sight. For companies that are going to be actually using drones,
Hey, Jimmy.
right?
Yeah.
For drone delivery and stuff like that. So that's what they want to do.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
And then now you want to extend the Beyond program. See, this is what I tell you. You want to extend the Beyond program another 5 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unmanned Aircraft Systems Integration Pilot Program.
You,
Keywords:
you remember
Unmanned
IPP?
Aircraft Systems Integration Pilot Program.
You
They
remember
need people to train
you
for
remember,
this.
you remember the IPP?
Yeah.
Yeah. IPP. That's after the IPP was abolished, and they came up with the Beyond phase. That was
Hey,
supposed to take
Ronnie.
us to the next level. Because you remember IPP was started in 17.
Yes. Yeah.
And it lasted to October 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond of what was it, 2020? Oh, yeah, 20. And then they established the Beyond program. IPP brought all of the partnerships and brought us 107. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. So that's where all of that's going. But I mean, everybody is wondering what's going to happen, what's going on, what's going on with the airspace. And I just seem to see so many articles that keeps laying it out of what they want plans to do, what they want plans to do, what they want
Right.
plans to do. And now we're here in New York, right? We talking about land space use or
Hmm.
ordinance. Everywhere now you starting to pop up people talking about land ordinance use to be able to fly their drone from it. I hope
Yeah.
that's sickness that's catching on,
But
because it's a sickness that's here in New York, and I still say that with that permit problem, there's no pathway to daily operations with that. So
I agree. I agree. And that would be a way of stifling the Part 107 pilot. In other
well,
words, if you want to make money as a Part 107 pilot, you might as well go to work for one of these drone companies,
one of the bigger
eVTOL
guys,
companies. And
one of the
even
bigger
then,
companies,
and
one of the bigger companies that are doing something. I'll tell you,
yeah,
unless you got that in, let's say, but that's a different subject. But I just don't know. I don't know. This is what they say they're doing. Who am I? What am I going to tell you? We knew that this was the plan, but now we know that they don't have to do anything until 25, right?
yeah, for now.
Do you remember when when what is it? What the Olympics was going to Atlanta,
Yeah,
right? What they do?
go ahead.
They went down. They do this everywhere. They went down to Atlanta and cleaned up.
Yeah.
They must have bust up every damn drug dealer and everything in Atlanta and cleaned the place up. Make sure that it looks pretty for the Olympics.
Well, Dan says it's the silliest thing I ever heard, having to have a license to fly a toy. Well, if you're making
Hey,
money with it,
hey,
it's
hey,
it's no longer a toy.
hey, it's no longer a toy. They took it over, bro.
That's what they said. If they're making money with
Not
it,
a
it's no
toy.
longer considered a toy.
Mm, not a toy.
Take a full-fledged driving test to operate your RC car. We shall see. It might
I
be.
can see you now doing hand signals to move to
Yo, I'm going
operate
to
your
take my
RC
road
car.
test. But you got a new car? No, for my RC. I had to go take a road test.
You gotta do hand signals because there's no indicator on it.
Yeah, right. What if you stomp your right foot, you're going right. If you stomp your left, you're going left. Because you can't take your hands off the controller.
If a car stop, you just use the hand signal.
Yeah, I guess. Oh no.
That's sick.
And in the hobby of boats, you need boaters insurance.
No, it's not for hobbies.
They'll
Oh,
make it so that you have to pay. They'll make it so just like
mm-mm.
we have
Gotta
insurance
be.
for our drones. You want insurance for that boat? You need boaters insurance.
Could you imagine them
Imagine.
telling you you gotta take the RC boat? You can't do that in the park.
Yeah,
You
right.
can't.
Oh, yeah, where are they going to give that test? That test for?
But an RC car, you can't do that in the park.
Hmm.
I thought the park was for recreational things, but let's leave it here or there. You know
So they
what?
say.
You know
So
what?
they say.
It still kind of is. They just they just don't want things flying around. They can see them.
Well, look, getting back to this story here, with this bill, eventually, they,
Mhm.
like Herman said, they claim by December 31st, 2025. Now, keep in mind, guys, they said remote ID would be initiated in 2024. I mean
Mhm.
2023, and they initiated in 24.
Uh-huh.
Um, they're a little behind.
Right.
They're a little behind. They're still making notes. They're still taking notes. You have all
That's
these certifications from companies. You have Zipline. You have them here in the States showing us how to do it. You have Jobby. All these eVTOL companies applying for certifications here in the United States. They still haven't wrote the books yet, Herman.
what books are we asking for? Because you keep saying this.
Well, I mean, they haven't wrote
You keep
these
saying this.
bills, these laws saying this is what we want everybody to do. This is what we don't want everyone to do.
What do you mean?
Um, just in general, where you can fly, where you can't fly, whether there still be Part 107 pilots.
Nobody said that was in jeopardy.
Yet.
No, no one said that was in jeopardy. What they did
Okay,
say
RJ.
to you, what they did say to you is that after the IPP program,
Mm-hmm.
the integration pilot program, that Part 107 has reached its limit because it has reached its limit. You're talking about flying beyond visual line of sight, right?
Yeah,
And um, Part 107 prohibits you from flying without a
right.
beyond beyond visual line of sight without a waiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now what are you going to have to do? Either get another certification, probably,
Yeah, yeah.
on top of that 107, or a certification for new people going forward that gives them that. I'm just saying, I'm just looking at it logic.
I hear you. I hear you.
I just didn't want to dig that deep into it because other than that, there is no other pathway to flying that they've mapped out in these other with these other issues. You know
I
what I think?
agree with you, and all I
And
can say is,
more autonomy is coming involved with it.
mhm.
So
All I can say is, I'm not worrying about Jack. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna do what I have to do. If I have to apply for a permit, I'm gonna apply for the permit. The client will incur that price, but I'm not worried about it. Yeah, it might be a Part 108 or Part 109. We don't know. Or
Part 72, but yeah, we've
yeah,
heard about it. We've heard about the Part 108. I don't know. Who knows? Um, I know I don't want to. You know what? I'm gonna keep talking about it because I know. Here's the thing. I'm this kind of guy. If you tell me, right,
yeah,
on August 17th, we have to go to such and such, right? And I write it down. And then tomorrow you mention that we're going to such and such on August 17th. I'm gonna like, all right, no problem. And
right.
then next week when I see you, you tell me that on August 17th that we are going to go to such and such. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then the next week when I see you again, you tell me that on August 17th that we're gonna go to now I'm be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, yeah,
Does this guy have anything else to talk about other than when we going on August 17th? So now after you tell me this again the following month and the next month after that, after a while I'm gonna start putting it out of my mind
yep,
because I got time. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I
yeah,
know he just doesn't have anything else to talk to me about. So I know I
right.
have time. But then you know what is gonna happen after a while? Because you keep crying fucking wolf,
Yeah, yeah. Gonna
I'm gonna forget about August 17th
right.
because you keep
You've
beating
said
me,
it so many
you
times.
keep beating me up about it. that's just the kind of person I am when it comes to stuff like that. And I used to drive myself nuts with people who did that shit.
It's okay. It's all
So
right.
so I'm so I'm gonna do it to the rest of the community. The commercial UAV Expo, drones in action, September 3rd to the 5th, at the Caesars Forum in Las Vegas. If you're in the area, check it out. You might be something you guys might be interested in. See some drones that are going to be in the commercial space.
Might be something there, right?
Yeah, feel free to jump on.
Who's still in the chat there? So I can. Where's everyone in or remember the 5th of November?
Who?
I don't know, Dan. I don't know where everyone's at. That's why I just said who's in the chat there
Oh, I don't know. What's the
to
5th
see
of
because
November?
it seemed to have stopped moving, when
Oh, well,
and I think some people are getting scared. Let me go out and fly now because next month I may not be able to.
wow,
No,
what's next month?
don't be scared to fly. Go out and fly.
Hold on, what's happening next month?
No, I'm just saying it in general. In general, people hear us
Oh.
talk about people hear us talk about drones. Part 107 coming to an end.
Oh
But
no,
remember, Angie,
when I say it's reached its limit, it has reached this limit because there's no pathway to beyond visual line of sight with it without a waiver. And if we're talking about flying beyond visual line of sight, if you listen to when they start speaking, when these people from the FAA and them start speaking in Mambo Jambo, they keep saying commercial. They ain't saying nothing about no hobbyists.
yeah, 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 that's true. That's why
They said
that's why,
hobbyist park. That's
but
why the
Herman,
mini,
that's
yeah.
why I keep saying I'm going to keep flying. I'm going to apply for whatever permit I need to fly, to fly professionally. And when I want to go to the beach and fly, I'm going to fly. When confronted, I can show I have legitimate reason to be there. And if they persist or it's a Karen or someone, I'm just going to deal with it accordingly.
But what's so bad? Eventually, it's going to get to the point where we're going to have to be able to fly. You're going to have to come out there and set up all kind of plaques and everything like that with all your
Oh yeah,
certifications on it,
rope off the area
like it's
completely.
like it's an office and shit.
That's what I had for dinner.
Or you can get a shirt, right, that has all your stuff printed on it. Your trust test, yeah, your
Could
what
you
do you
imagine?
part 107, your part 108, your part 66 to 35,
Mm-hmm.
the 22 to
To
86,
be able to fly
and,
behind that
and
tree
then
out of line of
and
sight.
then the National Rifles Association card up here on the corner right there where they can see it right there when they walk up from behind you. All of those things right there on one t-shirt. Who
That's
was it?
funny.
Eddie had a video where the guy went into the store and he didn't want them to scan his chicken. So they scanned his shirt to get the price.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was
I did see something.
crazy.
I did see something related to that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Risk being blinded by someone scanning your shirt, but that's okay.
He didn't want that.
The
He,
laser has to do is
he
catch
didn't
up.
want that laser in his chicken, but in his chest, he didn't mind.
Right. Go figure. At least the chicken is clean. Oh, Angie just got a new bird.
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
just
all
got the
about
new
that.
one, so they better not do shit. Angie, don't worry about it. It's the government that needs to worry about finding a drone to fly. If you're a
What happened?
if you're a city employee, your company may have to worry about finding a drone to fly.
I'll just
If
keep flying.
if you are a Part 107 or a recreationalist,
Mhm.
keep flying. Just make sure you're flying legitimately. And if someone confronts you, you have your drone is registered if it needed,
And
whatever.
just keep flying. I just listened to
Yeah, yeah.
Lawrence. if we listen, if you remember earlier, or well, you probably weren't in, I don't know if you were in the chat, but earlier in the stream, Lawrence had mentioned just the other, was it the other day or a week ago? You went out to the beach area, and
Yes,
the police was out there with the what?
with the M30.
Right, with the M30.
Yes,
But
with the
yes, just
training
yesterday,
other. Hold on, training other officers.
they was on the news lying their ass off talking about they've been flying several missions with the Skydio.
Bullshit.
Just the
I
other
don't
day,
know anyone in
right
the New York City
on
Police
the news,
Department that's
talking
using
about they
that
flying
piece of
all these
crap.
missions with the Skydio.
Hey, Marcus.
Marcus. Now I don't know how many missions they flying with the Skydio, but dudes talking about, yeah, we flying several missions with this Skydio. Dude,
Where?
I don't see you with your hands on the controls. I see that other guy flying it up and down, up and down, up and down. They were flying on a roof downtown Manhattan.
Really?
Yeah.
With a Skydio?
Oh, yeah, a roof I'd like to fly off of because I saw that when I was working down there. And I was like,
Huh.
yeah.
You know, it's funny.
I know the building that they're at.
It's funny that they show that because everyone I know in the New York City Police Department
Mhm.
is like, DJI is where we've invested our money. DJI is the pinnacle of what we need.
Well, I mean, that's what they've been used to using, and
Right.
they built their programs on it, and now
Around. Yes. Yes.
it's
Yes.
being taken away from them.
But don't worry, Anzu Robotics,
But like I told
Randall
you,
Warness will be willing to help you out.
but like I told you before, and we I told you before with that whole
What's up, Big Mac?
with that thing with the report that came in. What's up, big man?
Uh-huh.
For the chief officer from Skydio.
Yes. Yes.
They weren't too crazy about the drones that we sent them over there in the Ukraine, and not even with his joint.
Yep.
Talking about that some of them didn't respond or work well or get the range that they were supposed to get. So
That's yeah, we
and
did.
that's compared, and they compared that to the Chinese drones that were shut down on them due to them being used for war efforts. So
Right.
it's funny how things happen and names get called and
But
things.
you know what? You know what I noticed? I'm still seeing DJI drones being used over in Ukraine. So now the fact that they shut down DJI service over there, how are they still flying DJI drones?
Yeah.
No limit.
Yeah.
That no limit hack.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Spend. Well, I'm not even going to talk about it. But yeah, I've last few videos I've seen DJI drones, and they're still using FPV drones also as kamikaze bomb drones.
Why
So
not?
yeah, it's
How
working
much does it cost to build an FPV drone that you can get to fly
at
a
the
certain
rate that
way?
they're getting them, $200, 250
See
tops, because it's not going on a one-way
how
mission.
they probably got people in there just building those things, and that's all
No,
they're
they're
doing.
being shipped there. We did a story, Herman, where they had
Right.
loads
There's
full of
people
those.
just building them to do that.
Yes, yes, for a one-way trip. One-way trip. You attach your bomb to it, C4, whatever you want.
Wow.
We showed the video on here of the guys flying the FPV drone into a house and
Yeah, we
taking out.
also showed the video where the guy was in the foxhole and they were dropping the grenades from the drone in there, and he was just tossing them out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was like this. That was funny. He wasn't ready to go.
That's
That's
not funny. Can you imagine being in the
no, I
situation
couldn't
like that?
imagine. I'm in a bunker, duck
Not in a
down because I don't want
bunker,
to get my head
a
shot.
little
In a
foxhole.
foxhole, right? Yeah, there was a foxhole, allegedly.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
you're
That's
right, man.
true.
You're right.
That's
It
true.
was filmed, so we don't know what it was. It could have been anything. We
This is
film things all the time. It's all editing and yeah.
that's not
Watch
the
some of these.
kamikaze FP.
You watch these movies and you
What are you
was
talking about,
it's
John?
real war.
Huh? What
What
happened?
happened?
No,
No, I
John
said you
says
look.
that's not the kamikaze.
Okay, I don't understand what he means. What's not the kamikaze?
That's what I was
But
trying to find out.
the drone dropping grenades. Oh, we know that. I said, and they had a drone dropping grenades. We did showed a
Yes, 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 yes. But they actually,
What I did want to mention, Lawrence, was that we you remember what was it there? Archer.
yeah,
Archer Aviation has signed a deal to bring eVTOL air taxi to New York City for the trip to Newark from New York to,
from Newark to New York, yes.
well, in Bloomberg, I am seeing that Manhattan to JFK in 7 minutes.
Wow,
Affordable electric air taxi. Joby Aviation is on track to launch by 2025. Remember what I told you? Everything all makes sense while the FAA just wants to push everything back. They don't have to do anything until 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a 5-year extension on their Beyond program. So look at that. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not gonna tell it.
I hear you.
You tell it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was just watching this
No,
video.
I mean, they say it's affordable. I'd like to know what they mean by affordable because
You know what?
they've
Just
said
like
that about housing too. And
I was just going to mention that.
I was just like, when you say affordable, for whom? I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
I was just going to mention that because what is
was
affordable?
that like
Because according
affordable
to,
for people who can eat with both hands, or is
right,
that?
according to them here in New York, affordable housing,
Mhm.
they're building so much affordable housing, but I don't see nobody moving into that shit.
Sure there is.
Yeah, after a while. I mean, but
There's plenty of people moving
hey,
in.
TJ,
I'm just like, who is it affordable for? TJ, what's good, man?
right. And it's definitely not the low income.
Well, that's what, when you say affordable housing, you would mean like for people who don't, the people who they can always afford it.
Yeah, for real.
So what do you mean affordable housing? What do you mean by affordable? Because
It's
I'm
affordable
looking
for
at
the ones
this.
who can afford it.
I'm looking.
That's how I see it.
No, because I'm looking at this, talk about these air taxis, and I'm like, air taxis. Wait a minute, the average Joe can't afford to be getting a to be to get a trip from
Later, Eldon.
to the airport in a helicopter. Everybody goes on those little helicopter tours. They range in prices because of the of time.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But a trip to the airport.
Listen, they're gonna find an excuse to get those things up in the air and running if it's delivering baby diapers. I'm
Baby,
just saying.
I hear you. I don't know about the baby diapers.
I'm just being facetious, but that's pretty much they're set to
Okay.
have these drones delivering something somewhere, somehow, some way. You saw with the story we did on the couple, they reached their 1,000th delivery, and all they order is apple
Was it
juice.
1,000?
Yeah, yeah, that was their 1,000th delivery. Yes,
Really?
yes.
I thought it was more than that. No,
Nope,
it's more than that.
nope.
You sure it was 1,000? It
It
wasn't
was
more than that?
1,000. Their
You sure it
1,000th delivery. Hey, good morning, Rob and Sue
the
over in
couple's
Australia.
1,000th delivery?
Yes, the elderly couple.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
but for them, it was way more than
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like in
Yeah,
15.
it was the
Yeah,
company, the
definitely.
couples, and they order, they get orange, like
A single serving of orange juice, an apple, and or a bagel or some or a
my
muffin or something.
grandparents would lose their mind if they saw that.
All right, later, Eldon. Thanks for coming in and supporting.
No, but I just think that A lot of that stuff is crazy. I'm more like stuff like what's happening with, we talked earlier about DJI rolling out so many drones,
Mm-hmm.
consumer market with so many products that somehow people just seem to find a need for it. And I too myself is guilty of it sometimes. Like, I don't know if I should buy the Power Series and then wait for the solar panels, or should I wait for them to have it with the solar panels? I
I
I kind of
honestly,
I kind of want it.
which one do you want? Do you want the 1000?
This is the only one that's worth the buy to
Yeah,
me because I
yeah.
I go camping, so I
That's
can plug
I
stuff
got you.
in.
Oh, I thought you was talking about when we go to work.
Oh,
So
oh,
we
I'm sorry.
okay, but you would
No,
use
well,
it.
it would be used for mainly that, but
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking about when I go camping. The only thing about it is that I've seen other Power Series that have more receptacles on it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Okay.
that's the only knock I see on it. But talking about this, the air taxis and all that stuff. Nah, I- listen, I don't want to not be able to fly my drone because of a friggin' air taxi.
I agree.
But I don't foresee that being an issue.
I don't either. I really don't either. I mean,
Um,
you get enough warnings from you get enough warnings now.
mhm.
Aircraft approaching,
Right.
aircraft in area, aircraft,
Mhm,
especially in New York,
mhm,
helicopter, aircraft.
mhm, mhm.
You know,
You know what I wanted to ask you about though, Lawrence?
yeah, we need that
So,
sponsor, that second Nanook.
okay, go ahead with it.
All right, hold on. Give me a second here. Let me pull that up and go here and do that. Go for it.
Okay, now look, for all your hard cases for your drones and for any other precious things you need to have protected, because Nano doesn't only make hard cases for drones, they make hard cases for everything, almost everything, for your gimbals, cameras, watches, firearms, and etc. etc.
And now
Check it
new
out
camera
for
gimbals.
10% off Phantom Flight 10. Don't forget that, for 10% off Phantom Flight 10. You know what, Lawrence?
Yeah,
There was a thing we noticed, that there was some things that your man Osita LV had put out, and they were like some a leak there about a camera, or we thought was a camera or whatever,
yeah,
and that he had put that out. We saw that last week. We had mentioned that, and we were trying to figure out whether or not that was a camera that their
right.
DJI was planning to come out with. And then we see now an enterprise thing from, well, DJI Enterprise confirmed that there is a launch schedule for May 16th.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, that one right there. So then also from there, we noticed that your man Igor from Quadro News jumped on the bandwagon, and he pushed out the same picture and
Right.
talking about the launch. But he did not stop there. He continued to leak more photos with pictures of the DJI Enterprise launch. After that, he put out some photos of what was to be the newest camera from DJI, which was the DJI H30 and the H30T.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, he went on to put out some pictures of this or a post showing the camera functions and some
Right.
of the functions that this camera was to have. From there, he went into showing the camera with the lens cap and a lens cover and a hard case that this camera is supposed to be stored
Yeah, that's this one
in.
right here. Hold on a sec.
And Then he went on to showing the camera again, once again, with two separate pictures of this camera. And I thought that that was really interesting that DJI is coming out with these two cameras. And
And
one of the comments that I seen somebody post on this thing is that you could probably see the moon with this thing. I don't know about the moon, but it's another enterprise camera that DJI is coming out with. And this is going to be for the Matrice series, because everything else is a fixed camera except for the Inspire, and I think this camera might be a little too heavy for the Inspire.
listen, it fits the Inspire gimbal system.
Does it?
Yes, yes. I hold. Damn it!
It says that.
It does not say it,
Oh, okay.
but if you're
I didn't see it.
familiar, hold on. I'm trying to pull up
It
the
might have the
proper one.
same knuckle on
Here,
it, but I didn't see it say that.
hold on. I'll show you that this particular picture right here, this Zen Muse, this system right here,
Mm-hmm.
is similar to. Now I know it fits the 30. It fits on the 30, but this is the same, looks like the same system that goes on the Inspire 2. Because it's a circular mounting system. But I could be wrong. If someone else knows better than I do, correct me if I'm wrong. But I would
It
believe
could
this.
be the same. It could be the same connection.
Yes,
Doesn't mean that it's for that drone.
that's very, very strong. That's why
Because
I
it
was
may
saying
not
someone,
be able to carry that camera.
if somebody's warning, if somebody, true, that's true. If somebody can correct me if I am wrong, I will be the first to admit it, but it looks very similar to the
Okay,
Inspire 3 neck
if you say so.
cameras. Ronnie
I
says, I
mean,
keep
it does.
warning.
It does. I'm just saying I don't think so. I just don't think it's the same thing. But once again, back in the news here, your people, your good
Hey,
old
Rob.
are back in the news with more and more and more. So DJI just keeps putting it in, putting it out, putting it out, putting it out, putting it out, putting it out. They're not going to stop. And everything, as much as they talk about banning it, they just keep putting it out, putting it out, putting it out, putting it out. Who's going to stop it?
True.
Just
And
glance
and
over
and
here, chat.
and to be honest,
Mhm.
DJI is not worried about losing the US market because they still have their consumer drones that they're selling here and making a killing on.
Uh, well, it's funny you mentioned that because I think that what you're going to probably see is more.
More minis.
No, I would like to believe that you if we're going to continue to fly drones, then you'll probably see more licensing to companies, the technology.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas that it can be done here
Locally, technology transfer.
or wherever, whatever country that the manufacturing may be cheaper to get it,
Yeah.
we're accepting. But as long as it's from an American company, I think that that might satisfy them on the
Well,
consumer level.
Anzu, I agree with you
On the
because
consumer
Anzu
level.
Robotics and Contigo seem to be doing exactly that.
Well, the problem with the other thing there,
Contigo,
yeah, is that they're a Chinese company.
yeah, yeah, but how hard is it to move your warehouse
Which
and
warehouse? The whole
have somebody else open
your
up
whole
somewhere?
front
But
office?
Contigo's being manufactured in Malaysia as well,
But
if I
where
remember.
is the company?
Oh
And
yeah, and in China, yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. So
it's
that
not
may
like
be short-lived.
it's not they license it to you.
True.
And
So
you
that may be
located here
short-lived, you're
in New
saying,
York City.
the
Yeah,
Contigo.
I'm just curious about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that the ban will even be.
Right.
From what I understand now with the tariffs, they're looking to start implementing them very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they just want to they just want to get your money.
Yeah,
I'll let you keep buying the Chinese stuff, but you just don't want your money.
I got you.
That's the direction from what I'm seeing now. They're gonna let you just keep buying it, but they want your money so they can take the money and do the other things we mentioned a couple of weeks ago with that. All
Okay.
right. What's your thought?
I don't have one, and I'm
Okay.
being honest. You know why? Because
All
we
right.
talk about this stuff every week,
All
and,
right. So
good.
I'll move on. Verizon has a new partner. Yeah, Verizon. Yeah, they have a new partner for get a load of this one. Disaster response. Now, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. I got it right.
Yes, yes.
Oh. No, I couldn't figure this out for the love of peace. Pronounce this, but apparently, they partnered with Verizon. Well, they've signed a 3-year agreement, which happens to be a research and development agreement. And I think that what they're doing is very good because this agreement with Verizon will have the Verizon get a load of this one, Lawrence.
Yeah,
They're gonna their crisis response team.
yeah,
Yeah, there is going to provide personnel
right.
needed for the for them for them to be able to collect. They're gonna fly. They're gonna collect data for storm damage in storm damage areas.
Right.
Right. So they're gonna be collecting as what they claim is and providing to them is high quality or high quality resolution imagery so they can assess damaged areas and issues with dealing with the ocean and land area issues. What's your take on it? Because I needed the Verizon crisis response team over here for my damn internet. And every time I call them, I couldn't get nobody.
I knew we were going to go there. I knew that's where you were headed. But to be honest, what Verizon is actually doing is
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to take over. There are networks that law enforcement and fire departments use, and Verizon's trying to take over, not take over. Yeah,
They say take over.
trying to take over
Take
those
over.
networks by saying if you use our system, it's faster, it's more reliable, and and we're all over the country. Those other guys aren't, things like that. So
Well, you
will
can
it
still
work?
make that
Of course.
argument for T-Mobile, I believe.
What happened?
I still believe you can make that argument about T-Mobile.
You can, but Verizon is stepping up and saying, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send you men, we're going to give you equipment, and when there's a crisis, you can set us up and we'll be ready to go.
And they got this thing back when we had the issue from like the pandemic, when they needed to set up mobile units for internet for kids that were home and needed internet to be able to do their work because they were in areas where they were internet deprived.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe we still have that. Well, can't say that because I'm internet deprived here in a big city like New
Stop.
York.
Don't make me laugh, man. Don't make me laugh. Y'all don't may not believe this, but there's a mouse down in the basement running on a wheel to keep the internet going in Herman's building. And when he runs out or has a stroke, they just replace him with a bigger mouse. That's all I'm gonna say.
They kind of fixed the issue.
Yeah, kind of. They, it's just a
Had been
bad.
bumped off the stream in 3 weeks.
it's keep talking shit. You keep talking. What will happen when Verizon does their usual strike thing? JC says.
You know what? Listen, you know what? Get out of here, man. Sorry,
No, he's right. He's right
listen.
though. As often as they go on
They
strike.
have the right to ask for what they want.
Oh, you see what Draymond put? Will
What?
this response team be in conjunction with FEMA, local disaster relief, and just insurance contractors? That
Well,
is yet to
I
be
know that
seen.
I know
It,
they're working with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. That's what they've partnered with for a 3-year thing for a research and development agreement to study these things. So
well, one thing I did realize, and
I
maybe
don't
you'll
know
find.
if it spills into anything with FEMA.
Well, check this out, Herman. One thing I
Right?
did realize, and I put the video in the chat so you guys can listen to the audio. The
Mhm.
guy kept repeating, "We want to be the first responder network in the area. We can do this."
Well,
He
they can provide internet, and
yes,
that's important because everybody talks about your man putting satellites to be able to get internet. Somebody's going to have to harness that and be able to deliver it.
right.
That's
And
where
this is
these companies like that. That's why I told you it was a good play for them to merge Sprint and T-Mobile, because now you narrowed it down to 3 companies to bid for all of that.
yes,
Do
all of
that
that
for everybody. The
airspace.
competition is done.
And what
So
Verizon
affordable, no
yeah.
such thing anymore.
And what Verizon is saying, we have the network ready. Our satellites are there. We can transmit to, and it's basically for disaster relief because if something happens, they will be able to send
Well,
something up, map it in real time,
well,
and get the results for deliverables that are needed.
well, Lawrence, if you remember, we were talking back during the pandemic and all that stuff. Uh, Verizon had uh mobile internet services
Yes,
and
yes,
tethered drones
yep. I remember.
to be able to bounce signal from one area to another.
Yes,
And we did stories on that. So I don't know. Verizon might be equipped to do certain things, and
but you see what Draymond put, and I agree with you, Draymond. And this is where Verizon may have overreached their boundaries. He says studying storm damage is much different than providing GIS information to an actual disaster relief. Well, they
well,
claim that. Go ahead, Herman.
no, you're absolutely right. And but they're only
Yes,
collecting
yes.
data and being able to provide a network to be able to deliver it
What there's
to them for
what
them to be
there's
able to
Go
study.
ahead. Right. What they're doing exactly what Herman said. They're collecting the data, and if it needs accessing, it'll be accessible in real time over their network.
Yeah, they're selling the network that they're being able to sell the movement
Mm-hmm.
data. That's all they're actually trying to do, from what I understand.
And in order to sell a network, entire groups in that area would have to be on that network if they want this option to map in real time and look at a situation in real time by look at the video because I didn't like it because the guy, I see what they're trying to do, but the guy kept repeating over and over.
Mhm.
Our job is to make sure we map and get the GIS data of
Mhm.
an area for disaster release. And he says it
Because
about
all
three
his
times, three
job is
different
to get
ways.
the data.
Yes, that's all they're
He
concerned
doesn't
about is
have to
data.
create those maps or anything. He's sending that information to somebody else to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And Verizon has their claws sunk in. I just hope T-Mobile and AT&T or whoever the hell else is
They're
out
trying to sell pilots and a network, from what I understand.
there. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So if
because they're
anybody's
willing to give
interested
manpower.
in joining Verizon's disaster relief team as a drone pilot, there may be jobs available.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Lawrence, what I wanted to ask you real quick was, you know, I we know we do. Draymond knows. Draymond does it. Draymond's in it. There's a lot of guys that come through the chat we've known in the community that know and they're involved. But we've read a couple articles, and we read this one article here that saw that was in commercial UAV news. But
Yes.
because the topic comes up all the time, but please, for the love of peace, yeah, I don't know, can you please tell me how drones make construction safe?
Well, like you said, we know personally how drones make construction safe. Right now in New York, they recently passed a law where they are allowing people to inspect drone pilots to inspect building facades. You
Mhm.
remember the architect, the building fell on her, and
Mhm.
had they had they used a drone to inspect the facade of this building, which they actually rushed the law through. What happened was the architect was walking down the street, piece of facade falls how many stories down, kills the lady. Right then and there, they said they could not see the crack, or they don't even have enough inspectors in New York to inspect the buildings that are falling apart.
And
To
to
make a
do it,
long
you'd
story,
have to erect a scaffold.
right, you would have to erect a scaffold or hang somebody from the roof, and a lot of times you can't do this. So that's one of the ways that they plan on, that they say drones are for good. Drones can help with things like that. Now, there's something else. There's a drone that uses ultrasound, which reduces risk for inspecting structures, scaffolds, cranes. Instead of using scaffolds and cranes, you can use this drone to use ultrasound to test the integrity of a wall.
Mhm.
If there's a weakness in the wall, this particular drone or drones can detect that. The next solution they say that's helping with construction, or a drone in a box. In fact, you remember Herman at Rockaway Avenue? They had to stop the
Right.
build because something had cracked in the building.
Mhm.
Had they had one of these drones, they would have been able to find that earlier.
Or actually use the photographs that they received.
Yeah, yeah, from those guys, Ariel.
They would have seen the cracks
Yes, this is true.
instead of waiting for the inspector. And that is why you asked for the photograph. But,
Yes, yes, this is true, but it matters not. Now, another solution that they claim is
hold
going to
on a
be,
minute. Hold on a
huh?
minute. Hold on a minute. I gotta laugh here for a minute.
What happened?
No, because if you'd used the photos that you had gotten when you
Hey,
were
Jeannie.
for what you had them for, you would have noticed the crack and not when it was pointed out to you by. Okay.
This is true. By an inspector, right? But they used it, right. They used the photos for something else other than the purpose.
Of the photo.
But to make a long story short, another way that drones are helping the drone community, which is a big thing, and it's not
Helping
just the drone
construction.
construction, sorry, construction community, is the drone in a box solutions. They have a lot of drone in a box solutions that you can apply to a construction site, infrastructure sites such as oil lines, gas lines, inspections, any of that stuff. Percepto Air has one of the best drone in a box options. DJI just came out with a new drone in a box and a new drone. That seems to be where everyone's going, because now drones are replacing people, where
Mhm.
people have to climb and get on
And
ladders and hang from scaffolds and ropes and things like that.
mm,
All of this is being done by drones. In fact, hold on.
I
Here's
think
something.
drawing in the box is eliminating the people.
It is, but here's something. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the agency that stated workers in construction and extraction occupations had the second most fatalities in 2022.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of fatalities in construction. They claim 1% of construction workers across the United States. You want to know how much 1% is?
Mhm.
0.5 million people were
Right.
injured on construction sites throughout the United States in situations where
A
if
lot
there
of
had been a
construction.
drone, that would not have happened. And a large percentage of that has to do with fall victims, cuts, scrapes, sprains, broken bones, and even electrocution.
Yes and no. Because
Okay.
of intricate places
Yeah.
and the way things are set up, I get what they're saying about the usage of like robotic stuff to be able to sense slip and falls. But on
Mm-hmm.
a construction site, the ground may not be clean in certain areas for,
May not when you see a clean construction site.
oh, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. And what I mean by clean, I'm talking about to the letter of where those, like the one at the supermarket,
Okay.
something like that, you would expect that to be able to roll over smooth ground. You couldn't put something like that on a construction site. It would
True.
have something that moved like the robot dogs and stuff like that to be able to sense where slip and falls with that. Yeah, I get that. Those type of things, yes, that's possible. I
Right.
can agree with that. Even with like extension cord electrocutions, yes, maybe that thing could figure something out like that. But the actual flying drones, that's still limited to the actual structures of the building. And like I said, that if they had used the photos for what they were really intended and necessary for, yeah, they would have saw that crack in the structure.
They would have, but they were more concerned about progress.
Right. And
And that one crack, what, set them back a couple of weeks?
yeah, I mean, they were gonna slap over it anyway. I don't know what you think. Put
Yeah, I know. I know.
some more slapper in it, and it'll
I
hold and
know.
it'll
But
hold for another 20 more years.
but
Slap some more in it.
the topic goes, how are drones making construction projects safer? And there's just unlimited ways that this is happening.
Mhm,
Dangerous machinery, power tools, all of this stuff. If you got to carry a jackhammer up
mhm,
somewhere, that takes time. I get that, but when it comes to inspecting things, Herman, like
mhm,
power lines,
mhm.
structural damage, is it being built properly? Like the site we were
Right,
on, they were
right.
so
Okay,
busy trying to reach goal.
okay. But see, here's the thing. And OSHA knows this. The number one reason for injuries and fatalities in construction is not that the work is not that the guys don't know how to do the work,
Right.
is that they're trying to meet unrealistic deadlines. It's even said in the OSHA, when you take the OSHA class and study for the OSHA and can take the whole thing online,
Really?
it even tells you that fatal injuries and fatalities are caused by trying to meet unrealistic deadlines.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter, no matter how much precautions you take, somebody's going to get hurt because you're trying to meet an unrealistic deadline.
Hey, John says I need to get help in coming up with a window cleaning drone to use in the city. Well, they have the problem with window cleaning drones are they can only do at tops a six-story building because it's not so much the
Is
drone,
that true?
it's not so much the drone that they have issues with going high. The drone can do it.
How much
It's the
hose?
actual cable, it's the actual umbilical that has the water pumping up through.
There's how much hose that he. I mean, I guess it would have to be whatever you can carry in a tank up there with you, like an
Right,
address
right,
like
right.
that.
I video
Because
how
so
right.
then now you got to increase the psi on the motor on the drone for it
Just to be able to pump
spray
that high.
to spray that water. No, to spray. No, well, you've seen most of them. You've seen this has a hose that runs up to the drone, right?
Yeah,
To get to higher levels, the water's gonna have to be up there with you.
true. You need something to
Or
pump.
else you're
I see
gonna
what
be
you're saying.
telling this drone to drag all that hose.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Herman, it's that time, bro.
Oh damn! Wow, it is.
Someone said they're having Popeye's chicken tonight. What Angel did. Well, Angel, I
What
have
you
some in the
doing?
kitchen right now.
Really? You got
Yeah,
Popeye's chicken too?
yeah, man. I was smart because I had to do some work earlier.
Oh,
I knew I would not be able to cook after the live stream.
oh, I'm sorry. I got a lonely old steak.
Bagel? No, you got a waffle. Inside joke, guys,
You
but
know what? If anybody's got a couple of seconds, we were flying one night with a couple
Oh
of
no.
young ladies, and
Oh,
they
there was a
wanted
group
some.
of women, the ladies that were with us, didn't I? Yeah.
Okay, it was a group of them. I think it was like three of them.
That's a group.
They wanted to get something to eat, and things were starting to clear. Things close here in New York. Things were closing up, and they wanted to get something. And I thought, I assumed that the McDonald's would be open, but the McDonald's wasn't open. And one of the young ladies said, I have a waffle at home. I'll just go home. I'm like, damn, I felt bad because she only had a waffle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
We
like,
felt
wow,
bad,
just a
but
waffle?
when she said that, Herman and I looked at each other. Did she just say waffle?
A waffle? Just one?
She had a waffle at home, and I don't know if she said that to be funny or she was joking or what.
Listen, if I had a waffle at home to eat and I ate that one waffle, I'd be losing my mind. Because now you
Mhm.
know the syrup and everything got your mouth watering for more.
And dry, thirsty. All right, listen.
Yeah,
This
listen.
agricultural spraying drone just have the outlets
See?
facing forward.
See? That's what I said.
Yeah, you could do that. That in that
But
case,
what
an
has got to go up there
agris.
with you?
You need to have an agris fitted because those carry several gallons of liquid. What happened? Oh, I just realized something. I thought Herman had his knee up, chilling. Oh,
Oh, no.
with his jeans on, and he just had a patch on his shirt. Oh my, Ronnie. Ronnie, put down the herbal tea.
Okay, yeah. Or the herb period.
I was trying to be nice about it, man. Listen, be safe, fly safer. We got to get out of here.
And with
Don't
that,
forget
we'll
to
see
check
you
out
next time with those
guys.
guys. Good night, everyone.